Hello, my name is Alex, and welcome to episode 14. And if uh, you are new to my scene, then please to like and subscribe because there are, as you may now imagine, there are many episodes before this one. And if you are coming back, welcome back. In episode 13, I was wrestling with the idea of was I entering a period of madness by continuing what I was doing with organic marketing? Because this is what I was advised to do, having not made great uh, successful gains in the advertising space. So the thing to do was to concentrate on organic marketing. But that's all well and good because, yes, organic marketing is really all about getting really specific and finding out what your uh, customers want. But if you spent all your time in advertising, you've not really generated particularly accurate data. And as it felt felt to me at that moment was that I felt really in a kind of boxed in situation. Uh, so this week, I want to talk about, well, that doesn't feel good, right? And I kind of felt like I was top of a mountain, but I wasn't making progress to get to the top of the mountain. And, it was really, um, a confusing place to be in. And really, I was wondering what to do because what I was experiencing at that moment was that I'd suddenly been not necessarily cast adrift, but you know, there was clearly a limit to the knowledge that I was being given. And you know, when they give you small clues, like they don't understand why I was getting the results I was getting. Um, well, they weren't and in a position any better than me. And it just seemed at that moment how being being forced to go back into an organic structure that it was the shiny object of customers seemed further away than ever. And unless you decide to step back and gain perspective, um, it's almost like, well, you want something too much. And I think if you get into that sort of state, then it's almost a compulsory it's a compulsory thing to do, really. Um, the equivalent, because my mind was racing all the time, what should I be doing? How should I be doing it? Why didn't it work before? And it was the equivalent of driving in the fast lane and just not being able to get out of it. So I just made the decision um, that it was time to pause, not to stop, but to pause. And I want to tell you that information overload is a real problem. If you've got too many things going on in your head, you feel under pressure to take action. If you don't change direction, you're risking burning yourself out. So it's really important to think clearly. Uh, so by taking a break from what I was doing, I really wanted to let the dust settle, to really process what had happened over the last few months. And, I think, we all need times like that. And it coincided with, the middle of the summer, when conveniently there were uh, other distractions going on. But it just seemed to be good timing. And I just needed to put my mind somewhere else. So, the big thing I really learned about this sort of what seemed like a minor change. Oh, yes, you now need to stop advertising. You need to think of what you're trying to do organically. Actually, because I've been going so hard at it to make a change like that, it felt inside of me as if it was a bigger deal than perhaps it really was. So the thing I really learned from it was I needed to step back from the noise and see what I needed and what I didn't need. And it turned out to be a gap of 5 or 6 weeks. But at the end of that time, something really interesting happened. And that is the subject of the next video. See you then.